So lately I've been using this, and this is the Nivea Men Sensitive Post Shave Balm. And how I use this is I just shake it up a little bit, pour a little bit in my hand, probably about that much, and I rub it together in between my hands and just apply it to my face. Down my neck, and I pretty much just rub it in until it feels like it might be getting a little bit tacky. Like with any foundation routine or anything like that, I think people like to see what your skin looks like before you apply the foundation. Right now I feel like this angle is a little bit more flattering than how my skin actually looks. I have a lot of redness and a lot of texture and stuff like that. So I'm just gonna zoom in so you can see what we're working with here. So I have some breakouts on my cheek area, down to my chin. I have redness around my nose, dark circles, and you can see the texture on my upper cheek area. So sometimes I will use two primers, and obviously they both do completely different things. The Nivea Shave Balm is supposed to just prolong your makeup and prevent you from getting oily. It doesn't have any blurring effect or any kind of silicone product in it to fill in pores. So that's what I'm going to use this product for, and this is the Maybelline Master Prime. And this is a primer and a base as well, and it has that blurring redness control because it's a little bit green in color. So I just take a little bit of this product, probably about that much, on my fingers, and just rub it into the areas where I feel like my pores are a little bit larger. So definitely this area, or in my cheeks, a little bit on my forehead, and then around my chin. Today I'm going to be using the L'Oreal Infallible Pro Matte Foundation, and I'm in the shade 101. And normally I just put some right on the back of my hand here. So I just dip my beauty blender right into that foundation and then apply it right to my skin. And I just pounce around, and you will see that it kind of gets streaky, like through here, but that's just because there was too much product. So as you blend it out, those streaks go away. And I always blend down my neck because you don't want to mask, just in case your foundation shade's a little off. You don't want it to be super apparent to everybody else. So I'm just going to continue to do that bouncing motion all over my face until I feel like my whole face is covered. So I stay away from my under eyes generally when I do my foundation, just because I know I'm going to put concealer there anyway. So now that that foundation is applied, I'm going to give you another close-up of my skin just so you can see the difference. So today I'm using this Maybelline Age Rewind Eraser, and it's just a concealer with a little sponge tip on it. So what you do is you just twist it up until you see like little balls of concealer going on there, and I just apply it straight to my face in the areas that I want to conceal. So I kind of make two little triangles underneath my eyes just so that whole area is brightened. Oh, and this is in the shade Fair. On my chin, down my nose, and I just make a little design there on my forehead. So I'm going in with this Maybelline Fit Me concealer, and this is just in the shade Fair as well, but it's a little bit darker. So I'm just applying that to spots where I want to conceal. So I'm just blending all of this concealer into my face with the pointy end of the Beauty Blender. When you're concealing a blemish, I feel like it's very helpful not to push too hard in the area that you concealed, because if you push too hard, it's gonna slide that concealer right off of the area. So I just used the Laura Mercier translucent setting powder to set my foundation and my concealer. So what I do is just sift a little bit into the lid here. And just to show you how much is really in there. It's not a whole lot, but it's a good amount of powder. And I take a different beauty blender, and obviously this one I always use for powder. So I just take that, it's not wet or anything or damp, and kind of pack powder onto it, and then just press it under my eye. Or wherever I put concealer, because I do this everywhere that I put concealer. So now that those areas are set, I just sifted a little bit more powder into the lid there. And I'm gonna use this e.l.f. powder brush. I like it because it has a flat top, that way I can stipple the powder into my face. And I just go directly in and just set the rest of my face. And then I'm just wiping away the excess powder that I put underneath my eyes, on my nose, my chin, and my forehead. I always go in with this Flawless face brush just because it's a big, fluffy, just really loose bristle brush. And today I'm going in with my Too Faced Chocolate Soleil bronzer, and this is a matte bronzer, and I just actually prefer the matte bronzer. I prefer most things matte on my skin except for my highlight, and sometimes I use a little bit of shimmer in my blush. So I'm just applying that right to the hollows of my cheeks and kind of blending upward to give the illusion that I have more of a structured cheekbone. So then I just brush that really lightly into my hairline and around my temple area. And then I go into my hairline right here in my forehead and kind of blend it towards the center. Basically, I'm going around my face up here and to the side. And obviously you just want to repeat that on this cheek. So next I'm going in with this little trial size of this Chocolate Soleil bronzer, and this is just the darker one. So this is medium deep. The first one I used was light medium. So it's more of this shade, and I like the shade of this actual bronzer because it's a little bit cooler in tone. And I'm just using an angled blush brush to apply this. I stay below where I just put that other color. Just to really make it look like my cheekbones are a little bit more hollow. I'm just gonna go in with this peachy corally shade here on just a regular old blush brush. And these blushes are super pigmented, so I just tap in my brush and I tap off on my Z palette, and I just kind of press them right into that area, right above that contour. But I don't really bring it up further than this point. So I have this palette, and it's literally my favorite ever, and this is the Becca Jaclyn Hill palette. It just has two different highlighters in it and then a blush topper there. Most of the time I mix the two highlight shades together. So the first one is Pearl and the second one is Champagne Pop. Today I'm going to go in with the Morphe M502 brush. So where I apply that is right above that blush color, right at the peak of my cheekbone here. And I kind of roll it around that temple area. I take my finger and I put a little bit on my Cupid's bow here. And I also use my finger to apply it to my nose. So I just make a little kind of ball here, and I just kind of slide my finger down my nose here. Then you could take your brush afterwards and blend it out. Sometimes if I feel like I messed up my contour, it's not even or something like that, I'll take my powder and my beauty blender again and brighten it back up. By pressing that powder into there. And you can let this set for a couple seconds to a couple minutes, just whatever you have the time for, and just wipe it off. So, alright guys, that was it. That's pretty much what I put on my face to make me look presentable. I did add a little bit of mascara, brush through my brows, and some tinted chapstick just so I looked a little bit more finished. But other than that, that was pretty much all I do to my face on a pretty much everyday basis. So if you liked this video or found it helpful at all, please give me a thumbs up. And if you want to see more from me in the future, click the subscribe button so you don't miss out. Thank you so much for watching and have a great day. Bye!